Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm excited to be back down here in South Carolina. I also just want to say that to all of you that are watching this, this is beautiful.
Yep. You can watch on YouTube, Spotify, and the Refine Network app. Shameless plug there.
Yep.
So
Super
we highly
shameless.
recommend watching. It's more fun.
What is one leadership trait, habit that you are working on unlearning right now?
So stay with me here. I've been playing golf for a while. I've never taken lessons. It's kind of a joke. You always just go buy new clubs instead of lessons, right? Because that's the problem.
Yep.
It's not. It's the person swinging. So
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'll watch YouTube. I'll do it. Well, last year I started taking lessons, and within the first session, like he fixed so much stuff.
Yeah.
And so you look at that in leadership as like, you can watch YouTube, you can do all the stuff, but like getting with someone who really knows what they're doing and can see,
Yeah.
you know? So like with coaching, he saw in my swing, hey, why are you doing this? And I'm
Yep.
like, I don't know. It's just a habit, you know, it's just
Yep.
daily things.
Yep.
It's just, and so now I'm having to unlearn my golf swing. And so I've taken that into leadership and even into business. You know, I'm 41 years old. So we're hiring, I think the latest person we just hired was born in 2009. That's when I was married. And so I'm having to unlearn a lot of maybe traditional leadership that was coming from you know, I'm the owner, I'm the boss. Like that doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Especially with younger people. They're coming in, they want to work for someone who has their back, that connects with them, which that's just servant leadership.
Yep.
And so looking at things in my life of like, okay, what are things in my life that I need to unlearn?
Yeah.
Like it's just not my golf swings the only thing that's off in my life. Right.
Yeah, dude.
I wish it was. I started watching more golf where it's like the Masters. They'll just show certain holes or they'll follow a group. And the cool thing about it is like they make a lot of bad shots.
Yeah.
And the key is their recovery shots.
Yeah.
When they hit it into the woods, now I'm not trying to be the hero to knock it through the woods to the green. I'm
Yep.
like, let me just get it back in the fairway.
Short hit.
You know?
Sometimes backwards.
And like, think about that in business.
Yeah.
You take a hit. You don't have to be the hero to try to hit it through the woods, hit on the green, because there's a large margin. We're not going to make it through.
Ego could show up and say, hey, I'm going for green.
Oh, we got this.
Yeah. Humble says, we might have to go backwards, but then we have a clear path.
Yeah. What's one thing that you have unlearned in leadership?
Recently, got into a conversation. We had added a couple pieces to one of our coordinator roles. And the way that this conversation started with me and this employee was, we'd gone through the training, equipped her. It was within the first 2 weeks of her actually doing the role. And she was coming with a lot of intensity and a lot of energy, very much like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Right. Based on this, the next conversation book, I was like, oh, I got this. I was like, hey, this sounds like you're wanting to have a negotiation, and I'm not here to negotiate about this. I can be creative with you and figure out a way that you can do this, because my story is that you can do hard things, and this is actually not that hard. And it has to do with marketing, and it's inarguable in my mind that like, if you don't learn this task and how to do this and how to do it efficiently and effectively and fast, this is going to hurt you in the future. Right?
That's good coaching.
When I look at them like, okay, where's my intention at? What was I trying to go towards? Those things are clear to me. But the thing that I missed within, and it's literally the title of the book, The Next Conversation, right? In that moment of it, I didn't even need to go into saying the negotiation piece. That would have been probably the follow-up conversation. What I needed to do, I think, in that moment was just hear her. Help me understand. Help me understand. Help me understand. Hey, you know what? Thanks for sharing this. Maybe some of the expectations are something that we need to look at. I'm going to follow up with you. And then what I would have led in with on the next conversation was, hey, you know, in that moment of it, it felt like this was, you know, you're wanting it to be a negotiation. And the fact of the matter is, this is inarguable. Marketing is going to be incredibly important. these are the things I heard you say. These are the changes we might make. Can you think of anything additionally? Right.
Yeah.
So like the thing I'm unlearning it right now as a leader, I was like, oh, I got it. I got something to use.
Oh,
Like
yes.
new shiny toy. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That would be.
That's a great resource to have in your tool bag.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into 3 reasons why high performing stylists and service providers are not working in your company. All right. So the reason high performers are not working in your company and our company, because we're not excluded from this as salon owners,
Yep.
is the number one thing is you probably already got a guess on it, is leadership. I mean, that will make or break a company. And so we have to, as leaders, develop ourselves. And like, I wish my wife was here right now, because she is like on fire for this. She's like, people are not going to grow if we don't grow. Like, we have to lead the way.
Right.
I saw a video recently where a guy brings a woman up on stage, and it was a business event, and he was talking to her, and he said, do you have people that work in your company that are married, that have kids, that have friends? It's like, yes. And he was like, who's going to show them how a marriage works? Who's going to show them how to parent well? He was like looking at her and being like, you're going to be the reason why these people are successful. So, Aaron has just taken leadership and has grown so much. And it's like caught fire in our salon. So we have a group of people who want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
We're reading through the 21 irrefutable laws of leadership. And so, let me just read this. So I haven't even read this yet. I saw this come in this morning from one of our staff. Chapter 15. So if you could see this, they write out their feedback from each chapter. It says the law of victory is all about not settling for excuses and just figuring it out no matter what. It reminded me that real leaders don't always have all the answers, but they're not afraid to dig deep and find a way forward. Even when it feels like everything's stacked against them, they don't fold. Whether it's at home, at work, or in your own personal growth, leadership is about refusing to lose, especially when people are counting on you. That mindset changes everything. That's a high-performing person. I'll give a shout-out. That's Marissa. And Marissa is like on fire in her business.
Yeah.
And we'll get to the third point in a second, but that's one of there's another thing that goes in with this of why high performers are not working in your company. But the first one is leadership, and we take ownership of that.
Yeah, 100%. Well, and I think I've been just really in a place of trying to go back through and refine the way that you think about the things, right? And one of the parts I think I'm looking at leadership right now is, one, what do people want, right? As a resource. And if we want to be the guide and we're not trying to be the hero, right? What does the guide always have? The guide is able to point out points of interest, right? See things in the path and say, hey, I know it looks like we could go to the left here, but we don't want to do that. And this is why, right? So when I'm looking at this, the mind is a mental factory, and what you feed it creates. So you think of, they're doing a chapter a week.
I'm actually not even sure what the structure is.
Hey, what the testament of great leadership is? When there's great things that are happening and no one can you can't point the finger where the heck it's coming from.
We talk about this a lot in the Refine Network, the hero and the guide. So we play a story in people's lives.
Yep.
And so we have to make sure we don't place ourselves as the hero in people's story.
Yep.
Because the guide has, like you said, it's got tools, it's got resources to help them be successful. So if you don't get anything out of this podcast, quit being the hero.
Yeah.
Be the guide. Be the and like, I'm going to pump Erin, again, because she has created all these resources. She has created all these things for people to be successful at home and at work. And she's positioned herself as the guide, not the hero. People come to Erin and they're like, hey, I want to grow. I want to do this. And she's the guide. The person's the hero because they're the one that wins.
Yeah.
And if you look at a great movie or a great story, the hero always has a problem. And the guide is the one who helps them navigate that problem. Problem in our company is people want to be successful. They want to make money.
Yep.
And so we position ourselves as the guides, like, hey, we will help you do that. But at the end of the day, you're going to be the hero.
Right.
So leadership 101, we didn't even plan for that. As you said it, I was like, man, that is so true.
Mm-hmm.
Quit making it about us, for the love of God.
Yep. And shout out to Aaron, because the thing I think that's been so interesting, as we've been on this journey within the Refine Network, every time I'm down here, she's done it again. There's something that I'm like, dang, that's new, right? We had a pool day and just got to connect. The part that I thought was beautiful though was just like, hey, I'm going to go to the salon, clean, taking a podcast, right? And those are the things, like, if you are going to be fueling others, maybe that's the thing, like, you got to be a hero in your own life too, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like in my definition of hero is like you are living and doing the things that you are saying. So it's like a personal victory thing, right?
Right. You want to be in that. You want to be in that place where people are like, "Oh, I aspire to want more."
Yep.
Because if you're a miserable human, you got a miserable marriage, a miserable family
Outlook.
life. You're just a miserable person. People aren't going to follow that. They're going to be like, I don't want anything.
I'd rather not have
selling.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me go do the opposite. So leadership, if you're listening to this, you're like, okay, I hear it. I've heard this thing, leadership. What should I do? First off, keep listening to these podcasts, because we do talk about leadership a lot. The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John Maxwell is
banger.
I mean, it's a terrible title, but a great book. Just type in leadership on YouTube, like start learning. One of the things I've heard best is like, some people have the gift of leadership. It just comes natural. And then some people have to work at it.
Yep.
It's just like being a parent. Can everybody be a parent? Yeah, for the most part, everybody can be a parent, because my wife and I, we tried to have a biological kid, so we adopted. We became parents. We made that decision. Sometimes people are really great at being parents. They just have the gift. And some of us have to like work on it and like read books on it. And so that's where it is. Same thing with leadership. Everybody can be a leader. It's just according to how dedicated you are. The second reason of why people are leaving your company or not working in your company that are high performers is you don't have a career path. You don't have goals.
Mm-hmm.
You see this doing scale and like getting commission structures and goals set. You set it where it's a very, very high ceiling in companies.
Oh yeah. Well, and so on the path, and to your point with that, I'm to the side of it that the main thing is, I just look at, what is the lifestyle that you want to be living? What is that thing that you want to do differently? Right. And again, I'm going to shout you out, man. I'm proud of you. We got to the gym this morning, right? That's a new thing. And you just literally said it. You're like, hey, I kind of thought about what something might look like in the future, and I didn't like that narrative, so I'm changing it.
Yeah, I got tired of being sore, and I'm having torn Achilles, and I'm like, I'm getting older.
Right. But what you made, the action that you took, right, that changed the trajectory of the path.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It's something where, like, to me, just check in and just know that what others want might not make sense to you, and it does not matter. Right. I've said this again and again, but it's keep an open mind, because whatever it is that they want, if you help them get there, again, you're allowing them to be the hero in it, and you've been the guy to it. And having structure set, like six figures is a clickbaity, in a big thing within the industry right now. So now here's the thing though, now it's a part of the conversation. As it's a part of the conversation and more people do it, which more people have been, more now than ever before, eventually it's going to become a plateau for then the next thing, and then the next thing, right? Yep. And if we're always just chasing after goals without having things of like, hey, what is the thing that's going to make you feel that you've had achievement and success, right? Like for me in my mind, as we were going there this morning, I was like, man, I got to get back in the pool. Like I used to swim a ton. And as I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, the one thing that's going to be annoying to me though is I got to find some like audio situation. I'm not jumping back in the pool if I can't listen to stuff because it's such a part of like my workout time now.
There's a spa up in Asheville, North Carolina, the
Yeah.
Omni Grove. They play music underneath the water.
Yeah. See, like,
It's pretty bougie.
But
I was
then,
like, dang, this is nice.
yeah. Yeah. And then are they going to let me like, hey guys, let's just let me have the controls here, right? No.
No, not with your music.
No. And not with what I like to listen to from probably a learning standpoint. But to that point though, yes, you're exactly correct. But it's by having these kind of conversations with people, and it's so easy to do, right? I can think of almost, I would say 80% of the people on my team and what a goal path oriented question looks like in the moments that I have checking in with them, right? Hey, what's something that you're hoping to do with your son or daughter before they go back to school this year, right? Like a question like that. Like, oh man, I really wish I could go, take them to Disney next year, over summer break. Cool. What's that cost? Cool. Are you curious to know what that would look like? Yeah. Okay.
Here, helping
Boom.
people win.
Dude. Yeah.
And like no other company's doing that.
I mean,
very few are sitting down. Because most of the time, like you work at a bank.
Yep.
This is how much money you make. If you hit your goals or not, okay.
Yep.
Like, as long as you're doing what needs to be done. But we work in a very unique industry where we can help people hit goals. With goals comes structure too. High performers love structure.
Yep.
So we've even got feedback from the Artist Academy of how people, they hire someone and they found out within the first month that, hey, this person is not doing their homework. They're not doing the curriculum. And they know like, okay, let's go ahead and cut ties now.
Yep.
Instead of 6 months. Cause all that it's going to cost you emotionally and, financially. But like we have a stylist. She's been on the floor for a year. In our one-on-ones, we talk about goals, every one-on-one with them, not about the company's goals, about their goals.
Yeah.
Her goal, she's like, I want to do 6 figures by the end of the year. She's been on the floor for a year and it's going to happen. That's a high performer. If you listen to
Enneagram 3.
Yeah.
Of course. All right. Hey, shameless plug. We want to continue to serve. Check out the App Store. Type in The Refined Network. It's available both on Apple and Android. Here's the thing. It's a way that we can continue to serve you. All of our podcasts, all of our digital resources, and our community is there. Here's the thing. We believe that we're better together. Back to the episode.
Our podcast with Tony Gordon, he talks about group flow.
Mm-hmm.
And like when high performers all get together and they love what they're doing, there's a flow.
Yep. Oh,
and when
1,000%.
you throw one person in there that's not, actually, I looked at this stat. I didn't plan to talk about this.
So as you're finding that, I want to share the numbers. So here's the thing, y'all. The shameless plug to the Artist Academy, and we never built it. This was never a part of any white space whiteboard conversation. If you made the investment in their license and they exited your company in the first month, the cost of labor there, right? If I look at the $350 for that tier of a license, so we do 1050 and then plus their untiered commission in Anagen. Just the base hourly, 33.3 hours. So what the Artist Academy would show is if I employ them for one more month of time, right? I've just made my money back by letting them go within that first month and clearing that up in the company.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
I like sit here and I'm like, do you know how long we've held on to people for too long? Oh my Lord.
Oh gosh. We've all done
6 months, 9 months, a year.
Years. Yeah.
Like what in the world?
But when you get high performers in, they start working together.
Yeah.
Like we're feeling that now. We're like, we're not going back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So here's some statistics. These are real. I'm not going to go through like where they're all from because I want to cut this shorter, but one underperformer or negative team member can drop team performance by 30 to 40%.
Mm-hmm.
The bottom 20% of employees can account for 80% of a company's problems with productivity, quality, and morale. And Gallup also estimates that disengaged employees cost their companies 34% of their salary and lost productivity. Harvard Business School research shows that one toxic employee can cause other high performers to quit. The cost of replacing a toxic employee can be more than twice as high as the value of hiring a superstar. And I think it's Alex, is his name Hormanzi?
Hermosi.
Yeah, something like that. He says spending money on high performing people, like it's going to cost you more to pay them, but it's going to save you so much money.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And what a great concept. So the first one is leadership. The second one is goals. The third one is purpose. And we've done a podcast on this with purpose. I think the days of just unlocking a door and having people come in and just work, does it work? Yeah, but is it scalable and is it going to be thriving? Most likely not.
Yeah.
You got to pitch that vision. You got to pitch that find that purpose of why do they show up to work? Like you just said, hey, I want to take my family to Disney. That's a purpose. They're showing up to be like, I want to give my kids an experience.
Yep.
I want to drive a nice car. I want to not worry about debt.
Yep.
You know, like we talk to all of our teams about debt. Now, we're not all up in their finances, but we're like, look, you show up to work without debt, you're going to be a better human. You're going to be a more enjoyable person to work around. You're going to, you're going to have freedom. So we teach freedom financially.
Yep.
Because people, they just show up different. They're more.
At the end of the day, if you have a monthly payment and, the nice thing within the beauty industry is there's no cap. Like even within level, there's still no cap to the amount that you can make, right? Wild thing. Like in looking at the economics of the rest of the working world and what they have to like pay purpose to, wild. So that's one thing. But the next piece is if you have a regular monthly payment, and you reverse engineer, okay, well, I work X amount of hours. That's what the payment is. Here's how it sits in my budget, right? I remember as a young human, I'd be like, okay, if I spend $10 on my lunch at work today, my first 20 minutes of working is so that I can afford my lunch, right?
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So like when you start breaking that down, right? Rent, mortgage, car payment, insurance, right? The memberships, the subscriptions, right? If a person's able to quantify that, you're like, gosh, I spend the first 4 hours of my day working just to exist.
Yes.
And then what? It's weight, right? Now, if we look at, okay, what's purpose? Purpose, if I'm in debt, it's to get out of debt. And if I'm out of debt, it's to plan the next thing that I want to do, right?
Yeah.
What's that experience?
Yeah.
Right? And that's where, again, like, y'all, prime yourself for simple questions, because when you have even 5 minutes with someone, like my thing is like trying to be unforgettable in the moment. Being unforgettable in the moment is asking questions like that, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I think, and you're so good at this, but where we evolve to with our vision and mission statement, it is simply the idea we want to create beautiful experiences, right? And it's such a big thing because it applies to the team, it applies to our clients, it applies to the community, right? But the first thing that it applies to, though, it's to create beautiful experiences for our team.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. I love that you said that. Green Bay Packers.
Yep.
What's their goal next year?
The big ring, I feel.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
All right. Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
They start the season. What's their goal?
What do they get rings too? I'm so out of it with
the
that.
World Series.
Oh.
All right. The Lakers start the year. What's their goal?
The finals.
Yeah. There you go. Well, they want the championship.
Yep.
So does your team know the goal? Do you have a goal? You should have a goal. By this time, we're going to do X, Y, and Z because of this.
Dude,
And
you just gave me such a
and
good
if your
idea.
team does not know what a win is,
Yeah.
you're missing out. Our team knows the win. You know how our team knows what the target, the goal is?
Yeah.
Because we tell it to them all the time. You've been in our team meetings.
Yep.
We read it out every time. And it has a numerical goal, and it has why we're doing it. And, what's it? We said this a lot, that, where are we going, why we're going there, and what's it going to be like when we get there. So having that purpose, you got to find their purpose, but also the business has to have a purpose as well.
Mm-hmm.
So leadership, got to have the leadership. We got to have the goals to hire high performing people. And then we got to find their purpose, and the company has to have their purpose too. So those are 3 things of why you might not be attracting high performers.
Mm-hmm.
And going back to, this is a bonus, going back to the bad apples, the ones that are underperforming, they will drive away high performing. They look at their Instagrams, they look at social media. And if it's not a place that they can see where they can plant their career,
Yep.
And if the ceiling's too low, that's why they're leaving. I just heard this quote of, if you don't do it with them, they'll do it without you.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay. So we want the high performing people to feel like they can always win
Yep.
in our company.
Yes, sir.
So, so I'm going to let you end this. You encourage the salon owners who are probably sitting there going, oh my gosh, they're sweating, their palms a little sweaty. It's like, okay, I might need some change to get some high performing people into our company. What would you say to them?
Well, it's the thing I'm inspired by, and immediately to add to one of our core accounts within Scale is we not only need to have a profit account, but then we need to have a when our purpose is realized account, and put an allotment of budget to that for the team. It did not get there just with me. It's now got there. I mean, we've served dozens of people with this. It literally, if you have the dream to have it happen within your company, and we can attach a numerical value to that, which should be very easy to do, right? Mm-hmm. If you have that, Scale literally can give you the blueprint of how to make it happen. I have the chills right now. That's it. It's.
We play the guide.
Yeah.
You're the hero. We play the guide. You are the listener, not.
Yeah. Yeah.
We play the guide.
That's too short.
If you need help in your business, like scale, growth, coaching, you can go to our website to see all that. But I know this was a longer episode. So thank you guys for listening. If you need anything, please just reach out. Social media, email, hello@therefinednetwork.com. We're here to serve you.